me start the timer.
Hi, my name is Natalie Herrera. You can call me Natalie. I'm a social worker here at the agency. I can see here that your name is Monique Pyers. What would you like me to call you?
You can call me Monique.
Monique? Alright, that's great. So before we begin, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Okay, well, I'm here because I think I need professional help because I've been in an abusive relationship, and I just want someone to listen to me objectively and hopefully figure out how to help me and how I can help myself.
Okay, alright, Monique. Well, before we get any deeper into that, I want to let you know how things are going to work today. Today is just going to be about a 5-minute session. You can talk about whatever you came here to talk about. I'm just going to listen and afterwards ask you a couple questions just so I can get a clear understanding of why you're here. Does that sound okay?
Okay, that sounds good.
Alright, so why don't you go ahead?
Okay, well, I've been dating my boyfriend, Robert, for 2 years, and we lived together, and it started out being really great, but eventually it became verbally abusive, and now more recently it's been physically abusive, and it's just been really unhealthy. I left my family and friends behind, and I just realized that it's a relationship that I need to get out of.
Okay, alright. So just to clarify, you've been dating Robert for 2 years now. I guess it started off okay. It soon became very abusive, verbally and physically.
Yes.
And now it's just a very unhealthy relationship.
Yeah, that's
So,
right.
Monique, what makes this relationship so unhealthy?
Well, first of all, it led me to isolate myself and leave my family and friends behind and leave everything behind to be with him. And also, I just don't feel good about myself because he is very aggressive and he's, disrespectful. And I don't think that a healthy relationship should be like that.
Okay. I noticed that, you're noticing these things about your relationship, and that's really great. So let me ask you, have you talked to anybody else about this except for me?
Well, I've talked to a couple of friends. I haven't talked to my parents because it's just too difficult. But I've talked to my sister a little bit. But it's really hard because I don't feel like they understand me and they're very judgmental about my situation.
Mm-hmm. So what I'm hearing is that your family, you don't talk to them, but your sisters don't really understand. They're being a little judgmental about it. But you have talked to other people about it, and that's great. I'm really glad that you've done that. So I'm gonna ask you a strange question. All right. Suppose that while you're asleep tonight, your entire house is quiet and you're asleep. A miracle happens, but you don't know that this miracle has happened because you were sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
But when you wake up, what's going to be different in your life? What will other people see differently in you that will show you that this miracle has happened?
Well, my relationship with Robert would just go back to how it used to be when we used to really love each other and he used to be really caring, and he'll stop being, so aggressive and abusive. Mm-hmm. And also, he would just be the kind of person that I can go back to with my family, so I can be back with my family and friends as well.
Okay. So I noticed that you want both things to work out. Mm-hmm. I'm hearing that you really want it to go back to how it was, when both you and Robert loved each other. And lastly, you want things to work out for the benefit of you guys being accepted by your family.
Exactly.
So do you think that's very realistic? Is that, which is more important to you? Having a relationship with your family or having your relationship with Robert?
Well, at this point, it would be more realistic for me to choose one or the other, and because of the way things have been going with Robert and I think the better decision and more realistic decision would be for me to leave him and get back to my family.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I'm glad that you've come to this assumption on your own. It seems like you really know what you want and how to get there. So I'm really excited for that.
Thank you.
Alright, so to summarize what we've talked about, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong in any of this. You came here today talking about your relationship with Robert. You've been with him for 2 years. It started off okay. It became unhealthy very rapidly, verbally, then physically. You talked to a couple friends about it. You weren't able to talk to your parents about it. Your sisters were very judgmental on the situation. You really did love him at one point, and now, you want that to happen again, but you're realizing that you can't have it all. You can't have this great relationship with Robert and this great relationship with your parents. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, well, I really would love to see you again. Do you feel like you would benefit from coming back to visiting me again?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, I'm super excited to meet up with you one more time, Monique. So I hope you have a great day.
Thank you very much, Natalie.
You're welcome. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, girl. I'm super excited.
You're welcome.
This is gonna be great.